Talk, Jude.
Saan ba sa search ko kay?
Ay, naka-hide ka.
Ha? Hello, try again. Ano man?
Okay. So see, okay. By the way,
naka-professional mode ko muna. Tungod guro na. Professional daw. Ingat. Aw. Turn off na ko ha. Turn off. Nag-react sa video. Nako. Check daw.
recorded na ni siya ha. Sige, so good afternoon everyone. Mark. Paya nakawala ka naman Facebook. Sige. So welcome everyone to our pre-enrollment forum for first semester of school year 2022-2023. By the way, I would like to greet each and everyone a Happy New Year. So I do hope that we will open the new year 2023 with a very productive end for our first semester. I hope that all of you are now busy complying all your remaining learning activities and examinations on different subjects. And I hope for the best for everyone that you all pass the subjects, especially those who are striving very hard to finish first semester. And before we proceed to our pre-enrollment, I would like to commend all the students who are actually maintain their classrooms clean or their designated work class home clean. But ano lang no, be very conscious lang with the hallway. Don't make it too shiny kay mahapla ta dira. Good ko Lord, but keep it up and congratulations. So what's the purpose of this pre-enrollment forum? As you all know, that we only have less than 3 weeks before we end our first semester, and what will happen after that is the enrollment for second semester, since college and is divided into 2 semesters in one school year. So we have already our schedule for the enrollment. I will post that or present that later. So the focus of this pre-enrollment forum is for us to be able to organize our enrollment process in the ITE program. Although we do have this general enrollment that is from the registrar's office or for the records in admission center or RAC, but I observed that we can actually innovate. That's the point. We could innovate so that we could help our school improve our enrollment procedure. So as we observed last semester, especially for this first year, most of you are very shocked because of the surge of the enrollees and the long process that you're able to experience. So we would, as much as possible, we would like to cut off those time wasted during the enrollment. So that's the purpose of this. So here are the topics for our this afternoon's forum, the pre-enrollment forum. First is the end of semester clearance. We will start with that. Then next would be the second semester enrollment procedure, second semester subject offerings, learning modality updates, and other matters. So if you do have any questions, please do post it or comment it in the message section of in the Zoom. By the way, I would like to remind everyone that before the end of this forum, a Google form link will be posted in the chat box, and one of the requirement is for you to upload a selfie that you are attending or watching this Zoom. Anyways, for those who are not here in this live forum, A pre-recorded video will be uploaded later pa naman sa YouTube. Wala tayong live so that everybody would really watch it, and then they will also have their chance to sign up for the attendance, because that to be part of the requirements before you will receive your clearance tomorrow. Okay, so let's proceed. So because as you can see there at the bottom part of the presentation, the clearance will be released only for those who posted their attendance. Part of it is the evidence. So I would like to introduce to you our enhanced or innovated Information Technology Education Clearance and Enrollment Procedure ITE CAP. Now, if you will browse our Camisem de la Cruz account, there was a shout out sa kay Redney. Hello, good afternoon. So kung gusto mo pa shout out, pag-post lang mo.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Daga naga-waiting, sir. Wala na sila kasunod.
Sige, wait sa Sir, wait sa. Ano man ni? Waiting. Wait lang ha. Sige, stop ako. Waiting room. Admit all. Pati si Ma'am Eden nag-wait. Sorry, Ma'am Eden. Joining. Mark, ina lang kung mark ha kung na yung mga nag-waiting mark ha para makuan ko. Ikaw kuhan remote ng co-host.
Sige po, sir.
Salamat.
Sir Diego, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Sorry, medyo na-late ko sa pagsulod eh. Medyo na-late ako.
Long time no hear. Happy
Long time
New
no see
Year.
po. Happy New Year po, sir.
Happy New
And so
Year.
also to Ma'am Jessa.
Ma'am Jess, Ma'am Eden, Sir Erwin, and everyone. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year po everyone.
Sige, daghang bito pag nag-appeal, no?
May na lang, sir, bakit naayo akong PC before ako ni-join sa meeting.
Uy, congratulations. So, wala kay appeal sa kuan. Sa 2023 bad luck.
Bitaw po na guys, sir. Like, nalagot ko kagabi kay pag-boot na ako sa PC, tanan apps na ko nagka-malfunction tungod sa hard drive.
Ana, so, kanang mo kuan po no, maningil po na sila no, mapapansin po sila no. So, we still have more na i-admit. Sige na lang. Joining. So far, yan naman eh. Nabuto tag 60. Si Paul Balagat dugay siya maka-join o si Algin John. I think everybody. Okay, we are now 59. Sige lang, i-check lang ako later kung isa pa gusto mag-admit. Anyways, ma-control mo ako. Okay. So, this is now on your screen is the Information Technology Education Clearance and Enrollment Procedure ITE CAP. So, if you go back to the Camisem de la Cruz album, there is a similar na enrollment procedure, and I think it reached up to 6 or 5 steps. So as I observed during the enrollment last semester, we have to cut down or at least man lang enhance some of the procedures. And ano yun know, for those who are still doing their proposal, the first year students and the second year students, if you're designing an information system, you must always put into priority your observation period. So your first proposal should not be your final proposal. So there will be a lot of pivoting and a lot of changes that will happen in between until such time that you will reach to the point that you are satisfied, although it's still not going to be the final process or system, but at least you have already validated the steps. So in this ITE cap, I now call it ITE cap, the main purpose of this is for us to be able to experience effortless enrollment with our paperless system. So later on, I will ask 2 to 3 students after my presentation, after presenting the 4 steps, if they will actually visualize the difference between the previous procedure and this procedure. So magtawag og pangalan ha. So we have 4 processes or steps. We have registration, authorization, evaluation, and matriculation. So let's start with the registration. So for registration, doon sa na-share na picture or na announcement for the for clearance ba or the pre-enrollment forum, there is a COR Google form link. So actually, in our own enrollment system, we also do have this parang enrollment form. But what I'm doing right now is I also wanted to have a database um, of your profile. So in case lang na kailangan i-contact yung parents nyo or yung guardian for some reasons, I do have the contact. And then the one thing kasi na medyo parang naging contributory factor on why is it that some of the or most of the students are having difficulty in getting their enrollment finished on a shorter period of time is the application or writing of the profile. So as you can observe, yung sa certificate of registration, half of it on the upper part is your personal profile, includes your name, your address, your guardians, details, your school attended, ganon. So pabalik-balik yun every semester, every enrollment, because there is also summer enrollment. And what happened is that parang redundant na siya. So in our, as practice in our program, we already have the database of all of your profile. So once na nakapag fill out na kayo ng registration for the COR and you don't have any changes like your mobile number, your home address, your email address, your parents' contact number, as is na yon. So ang hanapin ko na lang every enrollment is yung requirements for enrollment such as your grade and your clearance. So ganun na lang. So actually this registration is for the new students, transferees, and the shiftees. So yung transferees is from other schools na mag-transfer o mag-aaral dito sa DCC. Shiftees naman is from other program going to our program. Then you fill out the certificate of registration via Google form, and then make sure that all of the details are correct and accurate. So that will be helpful. Then for updates naman, you have to send an email. So if ever that after a semester or within the semester, meron kang changes doon sa profile mo, such as your home address, email address, your mobile number of your guardian, or if you want to change your contact details, okay din yun. You have to email dccitedepartment@gmail.com. So you have to compose an email with the subject, last name, profile, last name, and then space, profile update. Before I proceed to the next slide, I would like to have a quick email composition tutorial, because I observed that most of the ITE students are having difficulty in composing an email, and email now is essential. So dati yung mga shout out muna kay Jofel. Hello, good afternoon kay Radney and Ruel. So dati pag nag-a-apply tayo ng work, so mga way back 1990s, 1980s, mga ganun, early 2000, hindi masyadong importante ang email. But during the pandemic, it was observed that email is still relevant. So majority of the transactions, although we do have social media such as Facebook Messenger, you have Telegram, and other other most social media platforms. Email, as also is a social media application, is still relevant, especially for formal na communication channel. So that's why I wanted you, ITE students or BSCT students, to really embrace and learn how to observe email netiquette. So here, ano ni siya ha, kanang quick tutorial. Sige, let's try. So while I'm opening my email, Mark, makitaan man ako, ang makitaan sa kon is Google Workspace naman, no? Nan ako sa email.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sige. So, okay, thank you, Mark. Si Mark de kong co-host karon. So, for those who are just came in this forum, please have a selfie while you are watching the forum, because that will be required later on for the attendance. So, i-exen ako ni. Sige. So, how to compose an email? So first, most of you, or you should actually use a Gmail. I'm not promoting Google, no, but actually Gmail man good is one of the, so man ito pabutaan ni, is a secured parang email application, or yeah, as of now, compared to Yahoo and other email app. So as you can see here, you have compose. So you click compose, and then you have here the two na line and then the subject line. So each of your teachers, i-mention natin, ako, si Sir Jamir Liego, si Ma'am Eden Butchong, si Ma'am Jessil Valderas, and Mr. Erwin Asidilio, we all have our individual email, so personal email. So you can only email us personally if the concern is specifically on the subject. Kumbaga sa inyuhang subjects, no? But if it concerns about enrollment, inquiry about personal na personal matters, anything, parang gusto niyo magpa-consult, gusto niyo magpa, ano siya ba, magpa advice, and you may email dccite at dccitedepartment@gmail.com or sirhamirliego@gmail.com since I am your program head. No? Or ganito ang gawin natin para we make sure given the situation is parang personal and personal matter, hindi siya subject related, para ma-assure natin na ma-receive both ni DCCIT department at saka ni Sir Hamilego, which is me. By the way, my full name includes the word na SER. So hindi yan siya misspelled na pangalan. That's my first name. So I do have two names, Sir at saka Hamir. So do not call me Sir anymore, but you can just call me Sir Liego. So ganon. So if if Sir Hamir is the one who will send the email, so siya si from, then sa 2, I'll just put in here DCCIT. Nandiyon na sa aking parang phone book or not phone book but contacts. Then I will also include Sir Hamir. So I will put in here CC. So si Sir Hamir, ganon. Sa Yahoo lang. Yan. Then this is the subject line. Ang iba kasi, ang ginagawa nila is that they put their message on the subject line. That is incorrect. So ang nangyayari is that ang haba-haba ng subject line, the purpose of the subject line is for the recipient, yung tumatanggap ng email is malalaman niya kung ano yung laman ng email. So example, your purpose is for consultation. So you can just put in here school problem consultation. Ay, yan. So the message should be encoded on this part, not on the subject line. So dito na good after. So this part of the netiquette. So you put your salutation, your greetings, good day, Sir Diego. Then you proceed with your details. So details na dito. Ganon. So that is how you compose an email. So mali yung iba na ginagawa nila na message, text message, parang message na body ng message yung subject line. So the subject line is the title of your email. So in other words, pag mali yung or pag kunwari mali yung ginawa ni kinompose na email, either hindi yan babasahin or i-open ng teacher or i-open ko, not unless you create another email. So dapat ano yun ha, klaro yun. So let's go back to our presentation sa enrollment. So yan, yun yung registration. So if you are already, so here, meron din note na invalid emails will not be entertained. Note to NFI. So dapat na i-shout out to the user-friendly according to Ruel. So let's now proceed to step number 2. Step number 2 is authorization. So first, you have to complete the clearance before the final examination. So I have here a sample of the clearance. Later i-present ko. Why is it that you really need to finish your clearance before the final exam? Now, the clearance, yan yung isa sa pinaka matrabaho na proseso at the end of the semester. Kasi you have to visit offices. Imagine if all the students are doing the same activity, which is signing of clearance. You will be put in a situation that you have to wait longer that you can actually think of. So that's why you have to do it in advance. Anyways, later on, we will discuss what are the requirements for the clearance. I think Mark can give me can help me also on discussing what will be the requirements before the Cinco text officer will sign the clearance. So the clearance serves as your final permit. So the permit that I am actually referring to is yung parang white na vellum na paper. So that is an examination permit. But if you will see the structure or the content of the clearance, merong part doon na for student accounts. So pag pinirmahan nyo ng SAO or ng student accounts yung clearance, that means to say that you are already cleared on your semestral na bayarin. So, it's equivalent to your permit. Kasi hindi pipirma ang SAO not unless you are fully paid or you are already done with your obligation sa school. So, para isahin na lang lahat, and then the good thing about securing a scanned, kumbaga gumawa kayo ng digital copy ng clearance nyo. If in case na mawala ang clearance, you still have the digital copy of your clearance. So you will not have yung parang hard time in doing the clearance all over again. Kasi pag nawala yung clearance, even though tapos ka na sa mga signatories doon, you will do it all over again because you don't have any evidence that you are done with the clearance. So since we're still using the clearance as your parang culmination evidence for the semester, so you have to keep it, you have to put it in a very safe na storage para hindi siya mawala. Bawal siya mabasa, masunog, ganon. And then, okay. So I think all of you are already aware on how to use the scanning tool. Either you use the cam scanner or you do have any other mobile scanning application. So you have to create or you have to snip or take a shot of your clearance, completed clearance, and then upload it on VLE as your final permit. So ganon. Now this is now how the clearance looks like. So once you receive the clearance tomorrow, if you're already done with the two requirements for receiving the clearance, which is the pre-enrollment attendance and the registration. Sige. You have to put the school year 2022-2023. Semester is first. Name, your name, date issued, kung kailan nyo natanggap, course, and year level. Yung date submitted, leave it blank. So these are the areas or the offices that you have to visit to get their signatures. First is under the support services department, you have the guidance and the OSSD. So you have to ask if ever that you are here in school, you can send a representative to the guidance office, then ask them what are their requirements before they sign the clearance. Then sa OSSD naman, as practice, the department or the program officers, student officers, will first sign the clearance before the OSSD head will affix her signature. So parang siya muna mauna, and then yung CSS and then or yeah, parang ganun. And then sa CSSG naman is yung treasurer nila, puntahan nyo kung meron pa kayong mga balances doon or collectibles from you. And then me as the moderator, but not me, but it's Ma'am Diana Pendon, Diana Rose Pendon. So I think pagtapos yung treasurer, pwede nang mag-sign si Ma'am Diana Rose Pendon. Then these are now the crucial part, yung accounting department. So student accounts in charge, and then the cashier. So this one, itong part na to, yung accounting department, this is actually the the permit, the examination permit that I'm talking about. So once this part, the accounting department, is cleared already, that means to say that you are no longer have any obligations on your student accounts. Now, after that, you go to the registrar. So after ma-sign, ma-fix ang signatures for the guidance, OSSD, which is under the support services department, the CSSG, under that are the treasurer and the moderator, and accounting department, students accounts in charge, and cashier. Then go to the registrar's office. Now take note that there are students that still have parang pending na mga requirements sa registrar. Normally, yung 2x2 picture, form 138 o yung card, was honorable dismissal, and the PSC. Yeah, yung birth certificate. Yun yung mga normal, common na mga problems on why is it that the registrar will not sign the clearance. So as early as now, you have to go to the registrar, then ask them if you do have any issues with them, para hindi kayo mabitin or madelay with your signing of clearance. Now, once the registrar, the cashier, student accounts in charge, moderator of the CSSG, the treasurer of the CSSG, OSSD, and the guidance are already signed, that's the time that you submit your clearance in my office, and I will sign the program head, and I will forward it sa VPAA or sa VP for Academic Affairs. Now, that means pag tapos na yan lahat, I will just wait for siguro kung available yung VPA, masasignan yan right away. But if ever you have to wait a little longer, well, siguro mga 2 to 3 minutes, depende sa availability ng VPA, you have to get it right away. Kasi you have to keep it, before you keep it, you have to take parang you scan it using your scanning tool, and then you keep a copy. Now, if ever that you are ready for paying your down payment for enrollment, you can proceed to the cashier and pay your down payment, the 1,000 pesos. So after that, let's now proceed to the next step, which is evaluation. So after your examinations, you have to wait 5 days, excluding the Saturdays and Sundays. 5 days before you check your student portal. So you should expect that after 5 days, all of your grades are in. Now, you have to make sure that you don't have any questions on your grades. Example, you expect that you will pass on a certain subject, but it so happened when you browse your student portal, you got a failing grade. So you still have time to approach the subject teacher and ask or verify what seems to be the issue or the problem. So you have to approach your teacher nicely or politely. Kasi possible that there are some problems in encoding your grades. So you should always, always check your student portal 5 days after the exam. Now, what happens if on the 5th day or during that time that you expect that all grades are already posted and there are some grades that are not yet posted in your student portal, you have to communicate with your teacher and ask them on when will be the grades be posted. Because kailangan nyo din na habulin yung examination or no, enrollment rather. We do have 2 weeks only. 2 weeks lang yung ating enrollment. Maybe there will be a 1 week parang extension, but classes will start on February 6. Yeah, February 6. So that's the tradition of the ITE program. Pag start ng class, start talaga tayo. Okay? So, given that all of your grades are complete and correct, now you have to take a snapshot or a snip. You have to snip your grades sa portal nyo. You should include your name and your ID number. So, pag screenshot nyo ng portal, dapat nandoon yung kompleto yung grades at saka yung name at ID number mo. Now, if ever lang na mali yung grades, pag snip mo and then dumating yung panahon na you're about to graduate or siguro the next enrollment, lumabas doon sa first na na-submit mo sa akin o sa program head na grades na pasado ka, pero nangyari is that doon sa final printing ng grades is nag-fail ka, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari. Number 1 is that we need to approach the MIS office to verify if there are changes or alterations during or in between the period that you took a screenshot of your grades until such time that you discovered your final grade. So on that time, there will be an investigation. So malalaman natin kung ano ba talaga ang nangyari. So that's why it's very important in this digital age for you to always take a snapshot of your transaction online for you to collect evidence. So if ever naman na self-inflicted, kumbaga ikaw yung nag-edit ng grades mo, na-figure out ng MIS na walang nangyaring changes on the part of the teacher kasi nandun yan sa system, may logs kasi ang system, you will be accountable of your actions. Bakit? There are subjects, especially for second year subjects, na mayroong mga prerequisite. So pag nag-submit ka ng grade na falsified and then you're able to enroll the prerequisite of the subject even though bagsak ka doon sa requisite na subject, invalid yung enrollment mo. And then you'll be subject for dismissal because that is higher degree ng offense because you falsified a document, no? So be very honest. That's why ang dapat nating gawin is that as early as possible on the grace period doon sa sinasabi ko na 5 days after the final exam, check your student portal. Always do that. Do not do actions na wala ng time. Kumbaga, parang too late na. Okay? Kasi wala tayong magagawa. Especially if your grades are already submitted sa CHED. Pag na-submit na sa CHED yung grades, that is already final and irrevocable. Okay. For those came in late, I would like to remind the students to please take a selfie while you are watching or listening to the forum. That will be a requirement for your attendance. So, klaro po ba? So, dapat we have to be very honest because since we are now doing paperless enrollment, mas madali na pong ma-detect yung mga irregularities sa process or yeah. So, yan. So, again, once you already completed your requirements, you have now to compose an email. The subject line should have this: last name, second sem, SY 2022-2023, all caps. Now, if you will see bracket in the syntax, do not include the bracket already. So, last name na diretso. So, dapat Liego space second sem SY 2022-2023. Alam naman natin, di ba, sa programming, this is actually parang clause lang siya, hindi siya parang syntax. So, hindi siya dapat ini-include doon sa, it's a template, kumbaga. So, it should only be Liego second sem SY 2022-2020. That's it. So, please follow the instructions. And then, you attach the SNP grades, the digital copy of the digital copy of the official receipt for the down payment. Now, after this, I will walk you through in how are you going to pay online. Kasi there are options naman, or there's an option for you to pay not directly to the counter, but you can pay via land bank in the BIS portal. So I'll walk you through that. And then once you submitted the SNP grades and the digital copy of the official receipt for the down payment, then you wait for the response from the program head, which is me, the evaluator, on the instructions. Anong ini-expect ko dito? I don't want parents and guardians to come here sa school para sila ang magpa-enroll sa kanilang student. So, if you're going to follow the first 3 steps, you have lesser attendance or parang presence dito sa school. You just wait. So if you do have access to the internet, and I think majority of you have access to the internet, you don't have to waste your time falling in line or waiting on queue for you to be able to be served doon sa counter. So yun yung punto. Yun yung paperless na system. Paperless, hindi siya zero paper talaga. May paper pa rin, but lesser na. So before I proceed to the last parang step, which is matriculation, I'll first go to the enrollment procedure sa DCC. So how can we access this? You go to dcc.edu.ph and then you click admission, then go to online enrollment, and then you can click on enrollment procedure. So here you have here several steps on how to enroll. You have fill out enrollment form. The step 1, pay to the bank, and then wait for confirmation, and that's it. So how are you going to pay? Using LIS-based portal or link-based portal. So once you click this, you'll be redirected to the land bank na link-based portal. So you click pay now, and then you enter the name of the merchant, which is Davao Central College. So here, yon, Davao Central College. Then continue. So continue for tuition fee kasi wala namang ibang option. So here you have to put the amount. So if you're just going to pay 1,000 for the down payments, you put 1,000, and then your ID number, your student, the name of the student, course, and then year. Then your contact number, your email, then dito, parang note lang man to, it's just a message, but you just indicate if it's a partial payment, full payment, ganon. So you just need to, because required kasi siya kasi may asterisk. So you cannot submit this without putting any parang message or required siya. So main campus, okay lang yan, wala na ibang option. Now let's go here sa payment mode. If you don't have a land bank or ATM ng land bank, you can choose cash payment and GCash or Maya Shopee Pay. So these are the options on how you're going to pay for your tuition fee. So after that, you put the CAPTCHA and then proceed. So I've already talked to Ma'am Laika a while ago, and then she told me that the link-based portal for land bank is actually working. So para hindi na kayo pumila ng napakahaba doon sa cashier, this is another option for you to pay your tuition fee. So how are you going to proceed with, or what will happen if you proceed to the next step on payment? So it will generate a parang reference number or transaction fee, and then you proceed. Meron kasi yung steps. The most important thing is that you secure the copy of your receipt. Anyway, since it's going to ask for your email, it will send a copy of the receipt to your email. Now, there are students that needs to have the official receipt. If in case that you cannot go to school to get the official receipt, because all you have to do if you wanted to have the hard copy of the official receipt, kasi iba kasing official receipt kaysa doon sa digital receipt na generated ng link-based portal. So if you want to have secure the copy of your receipt, so for hard copies, you have to visit the student accounts office, then just parang bigyan niyo yung name, your ID number, or just present your ID, and then you tell them that you paid online, then that's the time that they'll give you the hard copy of your receipt. Now, if ever naman that you wanted the digital copy of your official receipt because you don't want to go here sa school, you can email them at, saan na yun? Okay, payment.maincampus@gmail.com. Anyways, later on, I will post the email address of this sa payment.maincampus@gmail.com. So once you send an email, ask for the digital copy of your official receipt. Now, what's the purpose of the official receipt? So let's go back now to our final step for the enrollment. Example lang niya sa sa email. So last part of the enrollment is matriculation. By the way, balik pa dito sa evaluation. So you will only be evaluated pag nandoon na yung digital copy of the official receipt. So the digital copy, either ito yung in-email sa inyo ng SAO or ng Student Accounts Office, or this is the scanned na hard copy ng official receipt. Again, hindi siya dapat yung receipt na na-generate from the link based portal ng Land Bank. It should be the official receipt from the school. Kasi pagkatapos yung gumamit ng link based portal, again, you can ask the official receipt, either the hard copy, which is you need to come here to school and go to the SAO office directly, or you can ask the digital copy of the receipt by emailing them at payment.maincampus@gmail.com. So yun. So again, dalawa yung hinahanap ng evaluator, which is ako, before you will be enrolled, or before you proceed to the evaluation or step 3. The SNP grades dapat kompleto. When you say kompleto, either INC or parang failed and pass. Yun. Failed, pass, INC, yun yung sinasabing kompleto. Doesn't mean na dapat pass lahat. Pero pag may blank na subject, meaning to say mayroong subject na walang grades, hindi ko i-allow na mag-proceed ka for evaluation. So the teacher must declare you as either pass, fail, or incomplete. So pag mayroon kang fail at incomplete, kung ayaw mo pang isubmit ang SNP grades, because again, there are prerequisite subjects. If ever that you are not able to pass the requisite subject, you cannot be enrolled to the prerequisite. So you have to ask first your teacher on what happened to your grades. The moment you are satisfied, or the moment that the issue is already settled and everything is now final in your student portal, that's the time that you snip the grades that includes your name and your ID number, and then attach it together with the digital of your official receipt for the down payment. Or if ever that you wanted to pay parang full, you can do it later. Okay, so that will be on final step, which is matriculation. So if after the evaluation, I already messaged you or gave you the parang reply or respond that you come here to school on example January 27. So at parang may time, parang ganun. So, I will give you an exact date and time sa instruction kung kailan ka dapat pumunta ng school. Because you will need to get the printed COR na merong evaluation from me. So, signed na yon by me as the program head and an evaluator. After that, you go to the student accounts office, or if you wanted to pay the whole amount, then you pay. Either you will know kasi if how much are you going to pay based on the assessment. So after receiving the evaluation, you can either proceed to the SAO to get an assessment, or you go to the cashier and pay the whole amount. So again, if you just wanted lang na to pay 1,000, since nakabayad ka na ng 1,000 before nag-evaluation, you have to proceed to the SAO for you to get the assessment. The assessment is very important kasi you only need to have an assessment once. Pag yung SAO nakapagbigay na ng assessment, they will now activate your assessment doon sa student portal. So you don't have, after the first assessment, you don't have to visit the SAO for you to know how much are you going to pay every examination, because it's already stated in your, or it can be viewed in your student portal. So that is already paperless. So again, if ever that during the time after the enrollment, you wanted to pay your tuition fee, you can still go back to the link-based portal and pay your examination online. So you don't have to go here, especially for those students na working or parang wala silang time na pumunta dito kasi they're out of town or busy yung yung queue, so they can actually still use the link-based portal. So again, after you get the COR from me, yung evaluation, you proceed to the cashier if you wanted to pay the entire amount, or if you're okay with the partial payment, you can go directly to the SAO to get an assessment. And after getting the assessment, pag assessment lang, medyo mabilis lang yun kasi wala dong tao masyado. Mas maraming tao sa cashier. After getting the assessment, you now proceed to the admission office or admission officer kung saan piniprint nila ang final na certificate of registration. Nandoon yung assessment, pati yung subject, time, room assignment. It's a piece of paper na white. Then, pag na-receive na yun, that's the time that you are declared as officially enrolled. So, after that, you wait for 48 hours. So 2 days. Then check your VLE if the subjects are already posted. I just like to inform everyone that Ma'am Jess, Ma'am Eden, Sir Erwin, and me already received the list of subjects that you'll be teaching second semester. So during the enrollment, automatic na yun na kung sino yung officially enrolled, they will automatically appear sa teachers portal ng mga subject teachers ninyo. Except lang for non-IT na teacher. Pero konti lang sila. So that means to say that while the enrollment is still going on, your subject teachers can already enroll you sa VLE. So on February 6, there's no reason that students will not be included or will not have any subjects for the second semester on their VLE. So dapat meron ng subjects lahat. So ganun. And if ever that you have issues again with your VLE, always contact the MIS department for them to fix your account. So ganun. So after 48 hours. Now, if in case that after 48 hours, wala pa ring subject sa VLE, you need to contact your subject teacher and then via email. So you should know the email address, or if you're still part of the Facebook group for your batch, you can, if the teacher is active there, you can post a message. But I would like to encourage everyone to send an email to your subject teacher. So after that, if everything is settled, then we can start the class by February 6. So before I proceed to this subject offerings for the second semester, I would like to ask somebody about any feedback, opinion, or suggestion about the 4 steps for the ITE CAP or the ITE clearance and admission process. Let me ask, Manisha ha, kana random. Si April. Hi, April. April. Ano si April? April Casar. April, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Sa man imuhang masulti, na ba kay masuggest or feedback about the 4 steps sa kuan, sa enrollment?
So far, sir, okay naman, sir. Medyo wala kay... Okay lang tanan, sir.
Charot. Wala ka ni charot-charot sa kuan.
Wala charot, sir.
Sa may i-compare do sa katong last enrollment, since first year pa man ka, sa may difference na makita nimo if ever na magsugod na ta?
Sir?
Unsay difference from the previous enrollment process og sa karon?
Katong una, sir, kay ano siya, hago kay katong una, kailangan pa namang magpila. Ya, dagang
Mm-mm.
kisig tao karon kay mapadali na siya, sir, kay nanay online.
Ani online. Sige, thank you. Si John Rexy. John Rexy. Hi, John Rexy. Oh, hi, hello. Unsa kaya ang maging problem kaya nga ma-encounter, possible nga mga problems na ma-encounter nato with this new enrollment system or process sa ITE?
Pero sa ko, sir, still, bago man siyang, bago siya implement po, diba? So, na-tendency nga, maglibog pa ang mga user pag-use,
Okay. Mga process. Asa kaya nga part kaya medyo dili klaro ang process? Kanang possible nga asang part na maglibog ang estudyante?
Sir, sa the way nga pag-process sila, especially sa mga papers nila.
Papers like?
Sir, pag-enroll.
Sige. Okay, thank you. How about kay Charlene? Hi, Charlene. Charlene Johnson. Charlene? Was si Charlene dila? Charlene, are you still there?
Hello, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good
So,
afternoon.
same question. Unsa kaya ang possible, what are the possible na mga problems or parang issues that we will encounter with this with this new na enrollment process?
For me, sir, feeling na ko kanang sa payment good,
Mhm.
kanang na mga delays, kanang dili yan na.
What do you mean delays? Unsay possible nga delays ang imuhang i-expect? Is it delay ikaw nga magbayad or ang pagdawat sa kanang katong receipt or confirmation?
Kanang sa feeling ako sa kanang sa sa DCC kay nakatry naman ko ng online enrollment tong senior high. Tas dugay
Okay, okay.
dugay nila dugay nila ang confirmation.
Okay. So, muna imuhang makitan. So, that is actually a valid observation, no? But since I already talked to Ma'am Laika about it, I think they're already looking for some remedies on how to do it. But ingani lang ha, if ever gani na if you're using the link-based portal na katong online payment and you encountered some issues, especially if you katong sa pagkuha na o katong official receipt, kay di ba ang ako ang i-honor for the evaluation is the official receipt, either katong scanned na hard copy from the SAO or katong gisend sa SAO nga digital copies yung official receipts yung email. Either asa mo nagka-problema, always tell me kung unsay naging problema ninyo. So para ma-forward na ko na siya sa ilaha. So what you can do is you send me the katong you email the katong inyong receipt na nadawat from the link-based portal, katong na email sa inyo sa link-based, katong confirmation nga nakabayad mo ani nga amount para ma-follow up na ko sa ilaha. So you don't have to come here sa school. Muna kung gusto nga may tabo nga, you stay on your home while kay kung wala naman gud may other transactions man good na mo adto kailangan mo adto sa school kay na-settle na ninyo inyuhang mga subjects and all, ayun na mag-adto sa school kay naman kanang na-observe naman nyo during the enrollment na porting kadagan sa tao and kung musagol pa mo diri unya biga pa mo ma-entertain because everybody is very busy. So anyways, we still have the good thing about the paperless na transaction is that mas natay evidence that we are doing the transaction kaysa sa mag-wait mo sa queue tapos di ka pa ma-serve kana lang. So for as long as you already have the evidence that you already did the transaction via the link-based portal, and I think that's okay. And your grades are already in, okay na siya. So thank you for that, Charlene. That was a very nice observation and at least na-experience mo na. And ako po personally, dito po na ako na siya makuan. Di mo po na isa sa concern because second, if you're going to look at the structure sa tuang kuan at tuang accounting, although this time there might be some parang changes. Number one is that na-separate na ang accounting sa accounting department for the basic education sa Rasay and also there is a tertiary education sa main campus. So that's already a big kanang parang remedy on how to for them to at least focus on the online payment and the walk-in payment. And then they also added tellers or parang cashier to cater mga walk-in na mga payments. So let's see. Let's still observe, no, because any changes in the system will really undergo some just like what John Rexy mentioned, since bago pa siya na yun na yung mga but this is actually parang a good way to start a very nice na innovation or parang update sa tuang enrollment process. So ang atong gina-aspire diri is that for the next enrollment, mas ma-okay pa siya if labaw na kung sa tuwa pa lang nga program is maging successful na siya ang atong paperless na enrollment. So kato siya. Thank you. Inan kay kuno kinamino jud mo. So dinhi na ta sa next. Ang next na to is the enrollment period. So this is already posted at on BCC na page, but I just like to remind everyone that the regular enrollment is in January 23 to February 3 and classes starts on February 6. So you still have enough time to finish all of your learning activities, examinations. Ako personally, wala na pa exam sa inyo, but wala mo, standby lang mo, relax lang. Because you also have other subjects na inyong kailangan atimanon. So, muna siya to ang enrollment per January 23 to February 3. So, if ever that na ay mga changes or mga movements, ang eskwelahan kay maghatag po sa advisory, especially if sa 2 weeks, no? I don't know if makaya na siya sa DCC nga 2 weeks siya i-handle ang enrollment. Kay ang problema man gud is ani, masipag ingon nato nga nahuman ang in reality jud ha, I need to tell you jud kanang without sugarcoating the situation. Ang reality is that even though matapos ang semester sa 20 students, majority of the students cannot process the enrollment right away. Number one, mangita pa na og kwarta ang mga estudyante pang pa-enroll. Mo na realidad. Ikaduha, napay problema when it comes to waiting for the grades. Remember that if we end on the 20th, and I mentioned a while ago that you have to wait for 5 days before you expect that your grades are complete sa inyong portal. Most probably, ang enrollment ninyo mag-start mo og January 30 up to February 3. Tama. Kay kung January 23 and 27 is mo pa na siya, ang pasok pa na siya sa period sa katong 5 days allotment for the grades posting. Kay wala ang teacher siguro nung after examination sa 20, post na siya pagka 22. That is impossible. It did not happen jud sa akong entire 11 years sa kung pagtudlo. Wala yun na nahitabo. Masipag atong nag-college ko, masipag atong nag-eskwela pa ko dati, wala na siya nahitabo. Kaya napadyoy, imagine ang teachers, dagan siya og subjects, napadyoy mga estudyante pa yun nga, muhabol pa yun na siya og kanang pasag requirement, muhangyo pa, so on and so forth. So kung ikaw ng estudyante, wala kay problem, most probably, maka-enroll ka, sugod kag 30 until February 3. So what will happen, sir, if na-late na enroll? Now, I think the school can still extend natin ginatawag nga late enrollment, but that is still subject for kanang parang announcement or parang declaration from the academics, so from the VPA and the registrar. But ako, I do believe that most of the students can really do transaction or do enrollment transaction on the 30th until February 3 kana siya. So kung i-imagine niyo if most of the students are doing that, most of them can do transaction on that period. Tapos, tanan mo mga tudri sa sulod, di mo makater. Kay, according to the registrar, they can only cater 50 transactions per day. Face-to-face or face-to-face transaction, 50 lang per day. So, Kung moadto mo diri niya, naabtan na mo sa cut-off, wala na, di na mo kasulod. But if you're going to do this 4-step process, di na mo kailangan mo ato sa eskwelahan for as long as everything, all of your requirements are okay, then you can proceed with the enrollment na paperless. So, mo lang to siya. But I'm not saying that hindi mo kailangan mo ato sa eskwelahan. As much as possible man good, we have to parang lessen the physical transaction kay lisod kayo mag-wait og dugay. Ingan ano. So, even evaluation. Sa evaluation, dili ko mo dawat yun og walk-in evaluation. Dapat mo sunod yun tatong email. Mag-email yun sa kuha. So, katong mga parents dati nga nag-add to diri para mapa-evaluate sila mga anak, yun ako siya makater kay mingon ko sa parent yun na kailangan ako ang email sa imong anak and they cannot do that. So they don't also have the parang access to the student portal. Remember, for first year and second and to third year students, I will not require SPR. Kay ang SPR, sa tinuod lang, mulinya pa ka para magbayad ka og 40 pesos. After ka mulinya na po ka para magpa-print. So, dagan na kaayo og nahitabo nga na-waste imong time. So, from first year to third year, I will be asking for the katong snip na grades from the student portal. Basta lang jud tinuod to siya. For ang ako lang pangayuan og SPR kay ang fourth year. So ang fourth year dapat pag nakumpleto na ilahang grades for this first semester, they are required to submit an SPR para ma-assure nato nga wala mo'y problem with your previous na mga subjects. So klaro na sa fourth year lang na ha, kay mo graduate na ba sila. So para lang yun to review everything nga kumpleto ang ilahang kanang grades from first year up to fourth year first semester. Ang ilan naman lang kung subjects good for a subject for the second semester is OJT na lang. Wala na ilain. So they'll just be waiting. Mas yung mabagsak sa OJT kung magtinarong sila. Hindi mabuutan po ng mga fourth year. Charot. So kana siya. So mula dito siya. Sa fourth year lang medyo mag-strict when it comes to the SPR because I wanted to have a kanang hard copy of the document as proof nga they are already kanang kuan. Kumbaga kung sa masters pa na is complete academic requirements. Muna siya ang tawag na CAR. So here is the schedule for subject schedule. So ikuan zoom sa ugamay ha. There you go. Okay. So i-explain na nako ni siya that this first schedule that you're seeing right now is for cluster A, D, E, F. So si cluster A is for first year, and then D is for second year, and then E is for third year, and F is for fourth year. So si cluster A, ang first year is magsugod ang klase sa Monday to Thursday 7:30, mag-end siya sa morning for Monday to Friday or Monday lang is 11:30. Sa inyuhang TTH mag-end mo og 10:30 and then resume inyong classes sa afternoon 12 to 2. Kana siya. And then for the second year, medyo kung tanawon niyo ang second year, medyo puno na kaayo. So, morning until 6 sa gabi ang year. Si third year po, magsugod siya og 12, mahuman siya og 8 sa gabi eh. And then ang fourth year practicum naman na siya. O dili ni siya kuan na wala ni for kuan diri ha, laboratory man siya. So ang mga fourth year will be an off campus na practicum. So they will not be here sa campus. So focus sa diri karon sa first year to third year. Now, ang first year na cluster A is assigned sa SA210. So that will be your permanent classroom. While si second year, si cluster D, will be assigned sa SA207, kanang dating, kanang currently ginagamit karon sa third year. So ma-transfer mo dito. While si third year, dito mo magklase sa SA209, kanang network laboratory. Because you will have your parang laboratory for mga kani ISDM, kani something like that. So dito mo, although di man dira igang, I think ginakuha na karon ni Sir Erwin, but gamay lang po ng third year po. So dira kaya na ta dira. Now, napatay spare nga room SA201 katong dati nga sa cluster B. So that will be our waiting area. So for those students na gusto ng trabahoon like assignments and something like that, you can go to the SA207 instead of mag-standby mo dito sa kanang atbang sa faculty room. So kanang atbang sa faculty room, ako na siyang i-clear na ako na siya dira para kuan siya nga area kay na mag-uban mo ka na mag-practice og PE, gusto na ko dira mo mag-practice og PE. So katong room po dito sa SA201, pwede po mag-practice og PE dito. So kana. So this is now for cluster A. Now, we do have here cluster B. So kung napansin ninyo, okay, sorry. Kaning sa cluster B, wala siya, pareho lang ng kwan ha, pareho lang sa second year, third year, o fourth year. So magsugod ang cluster B is A30. So medyo katag siya no og oras ana. And the room assignment for cluster B is SA208 at bang sa 210. But unfortunately, kaning si cluster B is a reserve nga slot. Meaning to say, during enrollment, there will only be 2 sessions that will be opened sa system. We have the cluster A and cluster C. Kani siya. Okay, again, si cluster B kani reserve. Di pa ni siya nyo makitaan sa system. Ang ma-offer lang nga subject for the first parang opening sa enrollment is ang cluster A for the first year and cluster C for the first year. So kaning cluster D, E, ug F, open din na siya. Okay. Second year, third year, fourth year, expected na ng mga tao. Nganong ing-ani man ang mahitabo? Unang-una, punuon sa nato ang cluster A. So si cluster A must reach 45. Pag mag-45 na siya, close na siya. Pag mag-close na ba si cluster A, mag-open ba rin ta cluster B? Dili pa. I-observe sa nako kung ang cluster C is at least man lang moabot ni siya 20. Kinsa man dapat na nasa cluster C? This cluster C is intended only for those na working students and katong mga naay problems when it comes to traveling sa outside their home. Ito na yung mga sakit, pero gusto mo eskwela, dili pwede magbiyahe. So, dili sa dapat sa cluster C. Because cluster C, although nagawas na ang CHED o CMO 1 and 16 series of 2022, encouraging all HEIs or the higher education institutions to have face-to-face classes. Pero nakabutan mo ito good nga ang population, i-allow nila nga ang 50% of the entire population sa program can still have the online or the flexible learning. So wala tayo problema because even though katong first semester na practice na to na nga ang kuan sa tua is naka-flexible learning tapos nagapon tayo kanang kuan face to face. So wala siya problema, and in fact kuan gyapon ta, safe gyapon ta because even on the second semester we still be implementing the clustering katong na ay cluster A1, A2, A3 kato siya. Ato dapat siya kwan. So sa isa ka session o isa ka adlaw sa MWF naalin yung 15 ka buok estudyante na sulod sa classroom. Kaya para ma-accommodate mo tanan. Anyways, you still have time naman to be with each other during TTH and during your PE. So kato siya. So magsugod ang klase for the cluster C 4 o'clock sa MWF and every TTH 4:30. Mag-end mo og 9 in the evening. So, unsa man ni siya, sir? Online ba ning cluster C or face-to-face? So, ingana to may tabo. So, since this is for working students and for those students na special nga kanang walang situations, dili ni siya ingon nga required mo nga moadto mo sa eskwelahan for a face-to-face na classes. But your teachers will be here in the campus. Ngano man sir, ang question, nganong gi-offer lamang ni siya sa first year? Nganong wala siya gi-offer sa second year, third year? Unang-una, ang second year o third year, isa lang sila ka session. So, dili pareha sa first year na kung basig managhan in session, more than yapon mo sa, mabot ka po 3 sessions, kailangan yun ako, tagaan mo og different nga schedules. Ang compared sa second year o third year, since isa lang sila ka section or session, ilang modality is all face-to-face. Isa pod, it's impossible na pod for the second year and third year to have online classes, na purely online classes. It's because of their subjects na. As you can see, ang kamo nga mga first year, pag moabot na mo og second year, kung napansin ninyo, daghan na kaimo og major subjects. Kung yun tagdagag major subjects, nakaakibat po dira or kalakip dira ang inyuhang mga laboratory subjects. Unlike sa first year, you only have two subjects with laboratory. We have the CC103, which is Programming 2, that is Java, and HCI 101, which is Human-Computer Interaction. Unlike sa second year, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 subjects with laboratories, and then all in all you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major subjects na, and then duha na lang ang minor or Gen Ed, which is Filipino 3 and PE4. Actually, Filipino 3 will no longer be available for next year for the incoming second year. Kaya makuha naman siya, ma-abolish naman siya, mapulyan na siya glain nga Gen Ed. So, muna siya. Especially, labaw na dyan sa third year. Si third year, isa lang yung nabilin nga Gen Ed. Majority is major na siya. Except sa IR3, makonsider na siya as Gen Ed. Duhalin na ka Gen Ed DI. GR1 o isa ka institutional requirement is IR3, but the rest are major subjects. So, meaning, kamo mga first year, if you still wanted to pursue BSIT next year, mag-second year na mapuhon, we will still try to look at the possibilities of having the third session or the session for working students. Kaya ako personally, I really don't want naman to nga ang inyong katong mga working students will stop working para eskwela. That is impossible. But I am still on the process of studying on how to deal with students that are working, no? Dapat dili siya pwede nga mawad-an ta og trabaho para i-prioritize ang eskwela. You should balance your work because that is your source of income para makaeskwela mo o makatabang sa pamilya. So I'm so open to that. But as of now, ang sa situation mangod sa second year ug third year, isa lang sila ka session. And then lisod kaayo nga mag-ibulag na akong uban kay ang ato pong facilities pod is o atong teacher pod mismo wala pod sila naandam for that. Unlike sa first year, since duha pa lang inyong major actually tulo inyong major subjects, you have CC 103 and HCI 101 of MS 101, it's still manageable with that kind of subject offering. So kato siya. So what will be the requirement for you to qualify nga mo enroll sa CC as a cluster C, which is the online class. Di man online class, but intended for working and for those students with special cases. Number one, if you are working, whether unsa yung work ha, you have to submit a certificate na nagpamatuod na you are working. It's kung kamo nag-work mo as kumbaga kasambahay, you can ask your kanang amo to make a letter nga nag-testify na kamo is nag-work mo sila as kasambahay. Then kana siya okay ra na siya. Kung nag-work mo as home base pod, wala po na problema, you're still qualified for cluster C. Just present a certificate of employment nga naamoy kwan. So i-email na siya appeal. So for those who wanted na mag-enroll for cluster C, ang inyong buhaton is sa attachment niyo sa email for the evaluation, tulo na nakabuok. Number 1 is kato inyong snip nga grades from the student portal. Ikaduha is katong inyong digital copy of the receipt for the down payment for the down payment. Third is inyong requirement either for employment, katong yung evidence na employed mo, or if you do have kana medical condition, medical certificate from doctor that stating that you are encouraged to stay at home and study. Kana siya. So, in other words, ang punto ani is that for the second semester, ato na siyang mahatagan na to justification ang inyuhang modality. Unlike ato nahitabo sa first semester nga enrollment, that there are students na nag-enroll sa morning session or sa cluster A o B, but they wanted to go online. And naapod to yung mga estudyante pod nga naa sa cluster C nga gusto unta face to face. So muna na siya tong kuan, muna siya to ang gusto may tabo nga para pod yung inyong mga teachers pod maka-focus po sila pod kung online. But here's the thing. Virtual learning environment or VLE will not be abolished. So with all modalities, either you are from the cluster A, B, D, E, F, or cluster C, all of you will still be using VLE. And we will still be using flipped classroom approach. So technically, walay mabago sa to instructions. Ato lang is i-organize na nato ang mga estudyante kinsa jud ang dapat nga naa didto sa kanang flexible learning or dito sa kanang pwede siya nga mo mahitabo nga online o katod yung face to face lang. So unsa mahitabo sir pag naami sa cluster C? Ang meaning ba ana is that purely online media na may kaadto sa eskwelahan? Actually, no. Ang mahitabuan na is i-consider mo if dili mo kaadto physically sa school. Di mo maabsenan for as long as you are still active sa VLE. With regards to kanang synchronous nga classes, ang synchronous classes will no longer be a requirement for the teachers. Kay kuha naman, useless naman nga mag-synchronous, but asynchronous, kanang pre-recorded na lecture sa mga teachers are required. So, di na ta mag-expect na nanay Google Meet for Cluster C. So, kung si may tabo sa mga sir, kung naami mga questions, kung naami sa Cluster C, since kung man kami dependent man kami sa online environment. Now, since your teachers will still be present sa school from until 9 in the evening, depende sa ilahang kanang kuano schedule, just like Ma'am Eden. Ma'am Eden will not be around every TTH. Ma'am Eden will only be here until 6 in the afternoon. So wala na siya from 6 o'clock until 9. Si Ma'am Valderas will not be here from MWF 6 o'clock ang po siya kutob no. But ako until kuan ko the 8:30 tama 8:30 ko kutob. So dapat kabalo mo unsa ang schedule sa inyong teacher kay para pag moadto mo di sa if ever moadto mo di sa eskwelahan kay gusto niyo og kanang consultation with the teacher, kabalo mo kano sa sila i-approach. So kana siya. So kunwari na estudyante nga trabaho niya is morning pero gusto siya magpa-consult in the afternoon kay kay again regardless of unsa imong trabaho basta working student ka, I would advise you to take cluster C. Kaya para dili ka maproblema kung kunwari mo absent ko kay nakoy trabaho or ani kay mas dako og consideration dito for as long as you present those requirements. So, kanya klaro na siya So kunwari naging kwan ka, trabaho kag morning. So pwede pa ka kay trabaho kag morning, pwede ka mo ato diri sa eskwelahan afternoon kay mo either magpa-consult ka or maghimo ka sa imong mga kuan ani pwede ka na siya. Kay ang teacher nara na siya sa school. So mag-expect siya nga di mo siya ma-expect pero parang gina-look forward yapon sa teacher nga naga po yung estudyante nga mo ato sa eskwelahan physically. So if ever na imuhang klase ay imuhang trabaho is graveyard shift ka, then mag-start siya around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the evening. So you can still go to school for nga cluster C ka and then attend classes or do consultations. Anyways, teachers will be uploading naman the pre-recorded na kuan na lecture, and then since we are using flipped classroom approach, what will happen inside the classroom are mostly doing the learning activities and consultation na siya. So ingana siya. So ako lang is that dili ko gusto nga ma-hassle or matarantan yung mga working student na unsang pag-juggle sa ilahang work and ilahang studies. But unfortunately, for the second year and third year, we still have to go through this because medyo crucial pa, and then we are still looking for alternative jud na solution on how to deal these subjects na remotely siya i-implement. Okay, ana ha? So, what will happen, sir, if napuno na ang cluster A, 45 na siya, ang cluster C is 20 na. Wa pa kaabot og 45. That's the time that I can open cluster B. So, ma-open na niya siya nga slot. So, katong mga gusto mag-cluster B because kanang kuan sila, kaning na say friends and ano, no? You have to wait for my announcement. Kay every now and then, kada end sa day, mag-post ko og number of enrollees or enrolled students per cluster. So mabalaan nyo dito, hala, hapit na mapuno si cluster A, kamay nila'y kulang, nga na si cluster C, kay 20 na sila, okay na niyo, hulat na lang ta. So that's the time that you can actually submit. So katong mga gusto mag-cluster B, if in case na wala pagay na puno si cluster A, ayo lang sa mo pag-submit og kanang kuan, kanang inyong enrollment nga requirements. Kay once na mag-submit mo mag-email mo sa enrollment requirements, automatic ako na siyang ikuan, enroll ta mo dayon sa unsa available nga slot depende sa inyong requirement. Kay kung mag-submit mo, automatic na siya pag mag-submit kanimo nga walay certificate of employment or kanang kanang medical certificate or walag recommendation for you to stay at home, kay automatic na mo enroll o face to face. Pero kung nag-submit mo ana nga inyong requirements for nga dili mo ka ng employed or something, but yet wala pa na open ang cluster B, ibutan nyo mo cluster A. Ano? So, mo lang to siya. So, any questions regarding the subject offering? Sige daw, B. Who wants to go first? Who wants to ask question about the subject offerings?
Sir, pila ka slot ang isa ka cluster?
Sa isa ka class, isa ka cluster is 45.
Okay.
Oo. So, kana siya kay, just like before, muna mo close kay sa system man good, pag once na maabot na siya, mo man ang giset good 45, di na siya madungagan og estudyante. Pero sa inyo ha, kung sa second year, third year, kabalo naman ko pila mo kabuok, di na ako mag-expect og 45. Ang ako lang is dito sa first year. Nga nang guna kay basihan man guna ko good pila ang enrollee sa previous na semester. Since medyo dagan-dagan ang first year, so I will expect that na exceeded siya 45. Yan na. Kung sa second year o third year, masipag lesser 45 mo, mura yun na akong i-expect. Pati si fourth year.
Sir, maabtan mig sir, alas 6?
Unsa
sa second
gani?
year,
Second
sa
year? Irregular?
Opo.
Depende sa subject. Kay ang sa second year ang subject ang maabot og alas 6 is ITE UXD. And ang ITE UXD wala man siya prerequisite. So kung kani siya ma-enroll nimo siya nga subject until alas 6 jud mo, 7:30 to 6 sa gabi.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Pero namoy kuan na pa may vacant kanang mga white dira vacant na siya. So anyways,
Okay
you still be staying in one room lang man. So and then ang ako pong gusto pod mahitabo sa inyong classroom, since limpyo naman siya, you can actually kanang magkamo da bahala mo da unsa mo ka comfortable, make it as comfortable, but do not practice eating inside the classroom ha. Kay pwede man ta magbutang og kanang kaunanan sa gawas, but as much as possible keep it kanang clean and then order para komportable mo dira. You can sleep, bahala mo matulog mo dira. Okay ra kay na. Sige. And then you can do other things, that's okay. Basta di lang siya magkuan og noise. Sige. So may other questions? Thank you, Nazareth.
It's me, sir.
Hello, yes.
Good afternoon, sir. Mag-ask lang po ako sa
Afternoon.
abot sa mga irregular, sir ba? Pwede naman may subject yun sa first year. Pwede na siya online na siya, sir. Tapos given naman sa second year nga face-to-face yun tanan.
Yeah, pwede siyang ana, no? Ang akong suggestion for those na katong mga nagani subject gani nga second year o second year irregular or third year irregular nga naa say subject sa first year, akong suggestion is kwaon to ninyo tong cluster C. Ayaw mong sagol dito sa cluster A. Kay luoy ang kuan man gud man good pag mo sagol mo sa cluster A, tendency mawad-an og slot tong estudyante nga regular student for face to face.
Sir, irregular sir pero wala siyang ano sir, medical tsaka working Hindi siya
Pero
working student.
unsa man nga kuan, unsa man siya nga
Pero
year
irregular
level.
ano ko sir, nakoy first year na kwaon nga subject sa second sem.
Pero naa kay kuan, naa kay second year.
Opo.
Ay dapat kung second year ka face to face jud ka.
Pero
Kay
katong first year sir kay pwede na ko siya i-online.
yes, katong first year nimo nga kuan nga subject nga cluster C. Aniha ang kuan dira is kung cluster C siya nga slot, pwede mo siya i-take as online class. Ana
Okay.
siya. Oo. Muna siyang advantage. So, ang nakanindot dira karon is that mudugang mo og number of students dito sa cluster C because sa cluster C dili ko magbutang og limit sa estudyante. Mo po yung advantage. You can go beyond 45 kung pwede. Kay, for example, may mga minor subjects, gen ed subjects na kanang kuan gusto kwaon na nanaghan sila, that's okay because naman good siya option man good for online, unlike man good for cluster A and B for kanang face to face man good. We are very kanang conscious with the capacity sa room, so dapat jud in one session kay dapat for MWF dapat 15 lang yun na siya ang sulod sa classroom para ma-accommodate tanan. Kay we cannot imagine pod na ibutan na to nga kumpleto na to 45 sa isang classroom tapos ang number of computers is nara sa 15, 16. Di gyapon makagamit ng uban. And isa pa, it's based on our observation, it's really hard to to facilitate more than 15 students, especially for classes na laboratory. Lisod na ganyan 15 ganyan, how much more 45? Ingana lang siya. So, ang naka-nice ang pud sa second year of third year, you're already mature. I guess, charot lang. Mature na magud mga estudyante manggod. So, you already know your goals, you already know how to handle yourself, especially sa third year or fourth year. So, ang mga first year manggod, we have to make sure that they are guided because napamanat sila sa kana exploratory stage. So there will come a time that they will be mature like second year and third year, but as of now, they still need more guidance. Yan na siya. So ako no, I'm looking forward manggod sa mga second year manggod because you are now on the the most challenging semester. Makarelate ang mga third year o fourth year ani because as what they have said no nga ang second year is mo siya ang kanang deciding point sa isa ka BSIT whether to proceed or not to proceed because kung tanaw ninyo hang mga subject, it's leading na towards your capstone project, especially kanang MS 102. So ako yung kanang Violet dira kay ako na ang teacher, so welcome back to me. So kana lang siya no. Sa first year I only have one subject which is the AGE PAP, that is a new subject. It's kuha na siya, Gen Ed na elective. It's Philippine Popular Culture. So, muna siyang gipuli sa Filipino. So, that's why I mentioned a while ago that GE Phil 1, 2, and 3 will no longer be available next school year because it will be replaced by the AGE subjects. Sige. How about the first year? Sino may question? Katong mga kuan, katong mga working students. Wala na ba?
Ay, sir,
Yes, hello.
Maulyamin speaking. Kuan sir ba? Say mo ba kung mag-PM sir? Kana bitong related bito sa subject nimo?
Oo, kung related sa subject, you have to message the subject teacher.
Okay po.
Kana siya. So, kung as much as possible, if it's subject related, dito yun mo pag mas nakita na ko nga mas convenient jud nga mag-message sa VLE kaysa sa mag-email. Ano.
Sige sir. Mag-message na ako si mo sa VLE sir later.
Sige.
Okay, yun lang po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mark Borlat, anong nag-sad man ka, nag-sad face man ka? What's the meaning of this? Sa matong concern?
Nothing, sir, about man kay second year man.
Oh, ayok. Sige ha. Sa tinod lang, ang second year man good, nakaingon ko nga ano siya nga kuan, based sa niya sa experiences sa mga third year o fourth year. Even si Ma'am Balderas, maingon siya nga challenging ang second year. Kuan na mo siya good kanang labo ng second semester man good. Seryoso na magud ang mga topics. Kumbaga more on application na jud siya. Ano nya inyuhang ikuan, inyuhang i-look forward that after the second semester sa second year, you will have now your mandatory nga summer. Especially for those regular students, no? You'll have your summer class, which is composed of 6 units. You have your business startup and your web and mobile application. So, in-anak na siya kakuan crucial. So, but if you're going to take it as challenging, dili siya yung nakanaas burden, I think with the number of students that I have right now with the second year, and I heard from your teachers na medyo active mo, and I also observed that during Ma'am Valdera's class na you are actually kind of different. I mean, wala man ko nagkuan, no? But walag na ako nakita niya walag different behavior sa second year, and if you're going to keep that kanang warag ingana nga enthusiasm, walag dili mo dapat mabalaka nga dili mo ka proceed og third year. Ingana ako nakitaan kay unsa ko nakitaan sa second year, kanang kuan mo, kanang magtinabangay mo automatic. Ingana siya. Namoy mga certain person sa inyong klase nga na classmate ninyo, ginaduulan ninyo for kanang magpa-consult. Ana good nga. Walang tahimik lang sa likod pero ginaadtuan ninyo nga, ginapangutanan niyo other than the kanang kuan ba sa teacher. So yung ana inyong attitude. So if you're going to kanang continue with that attitude, feeling nako mo lahutay jud mo, ingana siya. Ang kanipong mga fourth year pod dili sing ana sa una, kumbaga nagkatag-katag na sila. But during that time na nahimo sang fourth year, they belong to one kuan na to one kanang class na lang because they were 2 sessions before, no? Evening and the morning, and then merge na sila. They came together, and then look at them now. Naging successful sila. With the third year, although pila sa kabuok, but ang nabilin is actually very kanang kuan competitive and good. So, and this is also a challenge to the first year students that dapat ka na inyong paging active sa extracurricular activities, and I do appreciate that ikuan nyo na siya, i-convert nyo na siya into academics, because I'm hoping that in your kuan kanang sa mga first year karon, I could have more than one nga cum laude sa inyo ha. Although sa second year magunawa natin mabuhat o medyo mo cum laude sa inyo jud, but that doesn't mean that you will not be successful. There are other ways to measure your performance other than getting the cum laude. But what I'm saying is that kung asa mo na kuan, kung asa mo ka nagitanong, dapat magdito mo shine ana. So ano lang good, and then you have to be very kanang kuan grateful because number one, you have the most comfortable classroom in Davao Central College. Kanang namoy computer, naka-aircon mo and stuff like that. So all you have to do is to do your thing. Lang. And we are here, your teachers, na pwede nyo pangutanan anytime, especially now that we have this face-to-face na classes or engagement. So there's no problem with that. So, kato lang siya. Any other questions?
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
Sir, how about sa kanang minor subjects, sir? Kay sa karon manggod na pud may ang teacher kay ang ubang department online gihapon or face to face na gyud tanang department.
Okay, very good question. As you can see, kung tan-aw niyo ning kuan kaning sa naa sa ato ang schedule, butan na to si first year, si A, ang sa A is si PE lang ang dili IT. Basta ang color gani sa shade is old rose. Dili na siya IT. Kaya ang color lang sa IT is yellow, kaning walag gray ba ni? Ay dili, walag basta. Kanang kay mambutsyo. Kaning anang nga color, di ko wala sa nga color, green. Kamang Valderas is orange and violet. So, other colors such as kanang tentative, kanang gray, o kanang kuan, kanang old rose, kanang mga non-ITE na sila nga mga teachers. Unsa naman sila? PEDUC 2, GE Field 3, o PEDUC 4, o NSTP. The rest of the kanang kuan, kaning mga Gen Ed subjects, ITE teachers ang mogunit. So, unsa may advantage ana? So, kung unsa mo ang modality for our ITE subjects, mo pud mo i-apply pud. Nga na lang. Kay di mo pwede mo tudlog Filipino o PE, just kayo na ko imagine akong self. So, ihatag yun naman siya sa katong nag-major ana. But the other ko kani Hist 1, so mani EGE PAP, kaya naman siya itudlo. Ano pa dahil GE Art pa di ay sa third year o kana siya?
Sir, nakoy question. What about sa katong matibulag dra sir? Wala siya sa IT nga subject kay napuno na.
Like unsa nga subject?
Karon mangud ay sa ako mangud sir sa first sem kay uban nako na teacher kay dili IT.
Oh, sa karon na ng first sem, but ang sa second sem, kung sa tong offer sa IT, dito jud ka mo enroll.
Okay. Sir.
Munang importante nga kailangan ako ang mo evaluate sa inyo ha. Kung ipa-evaluate mo sa lain, possible nga ibutang mo laing slot, and that's what happened during the first semester, especially kato mga late na nag-enroll. Kung napansin mo gud ninyo, ang uban nga Gen Ed subject, especially sa understanding the self, nasagulan siya og non-IT. Although kaya pa unta sudlan to og mga IT, but ingana siya nitabo. Napay confirmation to ask, sir, kay gikan kay Roel, what if you are self-employed, sir, and you cannot provide a certificate of employment because you are working direct to client? Imo lang kung nila is that proof lang self-employed ka. Mo lang siya. Kay unsa man ang question ana karon, unsa may declaration ni mga self-employed ka? So pakita ka nga kanang naa kay kuan, na kay kanang usay mo ang trabaho nga na good. So muna siya nga kailangan mo hatag og proof sa kuha. Kay next niya kaila, good day sir, pwede po ba kami magpili og schedule? As of now, for second year students, mula yun siya ang schedule nga available. once muna tong giingon nga ang second year, third year o ang fourth year, one session lang jud mo. Kay number one, gamay lamang gud mo. And as what I've mentioned kaganina, ang isa ka session should actually have at least 45 students. And for second year, third year, and fourth year, imposible man nga maabot mo lampas mo og 45. So that's why only one session was made. Kato siya. Sige, so man. Wala yung question din. So muna explanation ng ano ang first year kay nagkaroon og at least
Sir,
2 sessions. Yes. Mark.
regarding sa muang fee, sir, ba na by final?
What do you mean
Teacher?
final?
Sa second sem.
Actually, normally si ang mga PE, Ma'am Carla, o katong, ay gamay na mo ng PE teacher, Mang Good. Oo. I think duha na ka PE teachers. Kung si Ma'am Carla, dili pa siya magkuan, kaya pa niya na. Basta, ang ako
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Kay Mark, di na ako kaya mag-PA, Mark. Basig gusto ko nimo i-request ayo in tawon. Maluoy ka. Sige. Okay, you're welcome, Kyla and Ruel. Sige. I think if you do have any questions, no, please comment your questions na siguro sa after na ko mag-post og kaning video. And then before anything else, I will post first the link of the kaning in attendance. Mag-stop na ko share screen. Chat. Please look at the chat box and then the attendance is there. So stop share screen. Okay. So I'm so glad no ay Ma'am Valdera, hello ma'am. Kumusta ka dira? Ikaw mabasi na kay question ma'am. Ay before while everybody nakita na ba niyo yung kwano 50 pesos sir sa wala pa kabayad. Mark, I would like to suggest na you post a kanang kuan, a list of or announcement of what are the requirements for the 5 texts sa regarding sa mga before mo mag-sign of clearance. And before anything else, by the way, I would like to announce that on January 13, face-to-face sa pud ba ang laing department sir? Wala na sila online like ato na pwede on-site online. Sa kunibalan mag face-to-face sila but pero sa kuan sa criminology I think pareho sila sa atua. Nga muna kunibalan. But depende pa sa dagan sa enrollment. Kay basig makulangan ang classroom, yan. Basta tuwa man good, sakto la tong classroom. Isa po na sa consideration po ang classroom. All first year and second year are invited to witness the capstone project exhibit on January 13. I would like to ask Ma'am Jezreel and Ma'am Eden to kanang kuano palihog lang ko kanang require lang isa kuan sa sige. Shares di mo na kong host na tanong na kuha ko makakuan ko. Si Mark. Sa Mark ha. Kato siya. What will happen is that the fourth year will be showcasing their final requirement, their capstone project on January 13. So whole day na siya. So you will go there to para maghatag og feedback, mag-ask og question, mogamit sa ilahang kanang kuan, mogamit sa ilahang allow to ay dili ko ka kuan gang. Di ko ka himo sa mo host. Pasaid ako so may papasa. Sir, Sir Walter, are you there?
Sir, yes sir.
Ay sir, pwede paki-co-host si Mark
Si Mark
Lawrence Narisga.
Lawrence. Okay, sir na sir.
Sige. So ay dapat nakita niyo yung kuan ha, ang katong link sa kuan sa okay. So muna siya ang kanang kwasi.
Parang nagkapula, sir. Wala nakabayad.
Kasi kanang mga nakapula daw na paning mga collectibles for kuan. Nag-remind lang si kuan ha, si Lamarck regarding ani. So kana siya. So okay. So padayon ko sa kuan announcement nako ha. Sige lang Mark, ikuan na scroll lang na. Balik-balik lang. Kasi may tabo sa 13. So even though I would like to ask Ma'am Jezreel and Ma'am Eden to require their students to come and visit the exhibit, or di man require but kuan lang, i-encourage lang inyong mga estudyante to visit the exhibit sa capstone project, because this will also be a kanang kuan parang help po sa mga aspiring na mga students that are, especially for those na nag-start na sa ilahang proposal for the ITE project, to really know how to create a capstone project. So you will have a face-to-face na parang interaction with the fourth year students. You can ask questions, you can use their application, and then mag-rate mo sa ilahang work. You will also be participating on the parang survey, and then later in the afternoon we'll have parang mini question and answer, public question and answer portion para makuan lang kanang warag to give you some ideas. If you do have other questions pa yun on how to create, you can also ask questions on the experiences. So that will be on Friday. We'll start at around 9 o'clock in the afternoon and will end around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So 9 to 4. So asa siya may tabo sa atuang DCC Gymnasium. So dito na siya na to i-exhibit ang ilahang mga work. So that is the capstone project na kuan exhibit. So kato ha, anyways, please review kato mga naka-assign nga treasurer for their cluster. Please do review the accounts or the payables of your kanang kuan, of your cluster mates, para wala na tayo problema regarding the clearance. And as an advance na kuan, before we'll end this afternoon, as an advance na announcement, on second semester we'll have our IT day. So target na mo sa ang target na ko sa IT day is around March 2023. So if it's an IT day, it's more parang kuan siya, co-curricular and extracurricular. As much as I wanted to have it mga 1 week, but we cannot have it 1 week, but 1 day yun na siya. But ako yung paningkamutan that we will have a programming contest sponsored by Code Sham, because I've already talked to Code Sham and they will be facilitating or hosting the programming contest. So you will be divided into 4 groups randomly. We already have the groups before, so I hope that we could pull it off on March. So March siya para taas pa taog ka ng preparation, because February, the whole month of February, you'll be focusing on your academics. And I don't know if the Unifest will pursue on the second sem. So kana siya. And ikaw, Mark, napakay announcement aside from the payments?
Wait lang, sir. Wala naman nata, sir.
Wala na. Sige. So
Sir,
okay na na, Mark?
Nakoy pangta na sa contest, sir ba? First year to 4th year na, sir? Or 4th year lang?
Unsang ko itong programming contest?
Opo.
Yeah, first year to 4th year.
Tapos,
Kuha na siya
isa
per
ka group.
team.
Ay, isa ka team.
Okay. Nga na siya. Excited ka, ha? Sige, ingatan siya.
Dili, sir.
Ingatan siya. And then, we also have digital kanang drawing contest. Ingana siya, combination of physical o kanang intellectual contest and have fun. So I do hope na katong banda na to for IT will still be available on second semester, because in the afternoon we'll have a kanang parang party until alas 5 ana. And I would love to encourage them to play on that day, no? Okay, sila ba yun na ang kuan jud ang nagpasimunoan ng kuan kanang banda diri sa DCC. And congratulations, by the way, congratulations guys, for a job well done for this semester. And we're not yet over. We still have less than 3 weeks to finish everything. And I do hope that we will achieve the goal of a paperless and hassle-less na enrollment. Sa to? Pwede ra. Sige. Okay, so nagchika na mo din, no? So, okay, so if we don't have any questions, again, please sign up for the attendance. Do not forget. And then that will be our requirement. And thank you so much for attending this forum. Thank you so much, MIS, Sir Jade, Sir June Carl, and Sir Erwin for
You're welcome,
accommodating
sir.
us. Char. Ma'am Eden and
Ang attendance.
Ha? Ang attendance
Asa po?
nasa chat.
Wala good, sir.
Ha?
Wala ko yung link, sir.
Ay, wala yung link. Ay, wait sa ha?
Sir.
Everyone. Ay, kabulon na ko. Wala yung link. Masulti daw tamo eh.
Sa isa ranin mo na sensor.
Gani. Tora, nana. na-link. Nakuha na ko sa waiting. Sorry. Nana.
Ay, yes, sir. Na, sir. Moto siya pang i-check ko asa.
Sorry. Sige ha. So, I leave na. Kuha na ha. I-click na siya nga kuan nga. Naka-click na ba ang tanan? Naka-open na ba? So I leave you now, and then see you when I see you. So thank you very much, and God bless.
Asang attendance?
Nasa chat. Check niya sa chat.
Diri lang sa Zoom?
Oo. Okay na tanan, naka-click na kay i-leave na nako ang room. Okay, naka-click na. Okay, bye-bye.